Hey there, welcome to day 45 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. Currently we're at 1169 after a win yesterday, so we're getting close to 1200. Let's go ahead and hop right into a 15-minute rapid game. Got an 1146 and we're white. Is that Poland the country? Yeah, Poland. I know like Poland and Indonesia, they're like a flip of each other. So I wasn't sure which one. Alright, we played the London. He's taking his time just on the first two moves, so not sure why. Alright, he goes straight for the c5 move, which I'm still not like entirely sure how to respond to always. So I mean, typically we just I think go e3, and then he'll probably be playing queen b6 in a moment. Let's go ahead and go e3 first. Okay. Go c3. I don't think there's too much to think about there unless I want to go here first, but no, I think I want to be able to open up my queen to come here and protect the pawn once he goes queen b6. So let's go c3. Okay, he blocked in his light square bishop, which is kind of important because I think if they get the light square bishop out here, and then he goes queen b6, and then I block, and then he pushes c4, then I can't come back to guard the b2 pawn because the light square bishop blocks it. But because he blocked it in, I don't have to worry about that as much. So let's probably just go ahead and develop probably the knight first. And then I think we'll play for the e4, e5 pawn break or pawn push there. Let's go here. He's not playing queen b6 yet. I don't know when the best time for him to play it is. Alright, he's also not challenging the dark square bishop. Let's just go ahead and develop our bishop normally here. And I think, yeah, my plan's going to be pretty simple, I think. It's just probably go e4, e5. I could go ahead and go for this. Is that better? I don't know which one's better when they play c5, to go for the knight e5 or e4, e5. Can think about it for a second, maybe. If I go e4, this only has one defender, and he has two attackers on it. Oh no, I have two defenders because this knight. So I think it's fine. I think this pawn is covered. If queen b6, that is a third attacker. So that could add more pressure. Let's go ahead and just get our bishop here first, though. And we have to make sure that he can't play this and then this and get a fork. But right now he can't because he only has the one defender there. And I'll probably go ahead and play h3 to open up this little corner to hide my bishop in. And he's not playing queen b6 at all, which I thought he was going to play earlier. Yeah, let's just castle. If he goes here, here, yeah, let's open this up first before castling so that if he goes here, I can bring this back. Okay, because he just wants to push his pawns over here. Let's castle and then probably go for this. So far, he's not playing super aggressive. Seems like a pretty even position. Or he does go ahead and take that. So I think I'll just take with the pawn here. And then our plan will change a bit. Unless I take with the knight, but then he'll probably take and I'll take with the pawn anyway. So yeah, let's just take with the pawn. Right now he goes for queen b6. This is still the move I want to go for. I mean, his queen isn't protected, so he'll probably just want to trade, and then I'll have the option of opening up the rook or taking with the knight. So that seems like a good flexible option, but we don't really have like a big advantage, I don't think. Position's pretty equal. I could go here, try to get the trade here, kick the knight away, and then try to win this pawn with the bishop. So either this or this, and I'm not sure which one I want to go with. I think I like this. It seems a little bit more threatening than just trying to go for the trade right away. Let's try to keep his knights pretty cut off from our half of the board. So right now they pretty much are. His knights can't go there. Because I find whenever the opposing knight gets to my side of the board, I just like make so many more blunders. You have to keep track of so many different threats, potential forks and all that. It's way easier to just keep them out of your side if you can. Okay, yeah, he's still playing very like slow moves here. I think I'll go ahead and hop into here. If take, knight kind of needs to go back to here. If he goes here, I think I can trap him. So let's see what he goes for there. Unless I was missing a square he can go to, but either way I want to go for this because then I'm threatening to win this pawn. Let's try that. And yeah, if we can force him to go back to here, then his knight is like super passive, and his rook is they're not even connected at that point. So if he trades here, I think that will be good for us. Let's double check real quick if the knight will be trapped. So take, if he goes here, drop back, and then he doesn't have this square, doesn't have any of this. So once I push the pawn, yeah, I think he'll be trapped. Alright, and he does trade. Let's go ahead and take here. I guess the only thing to be careful of is opening up this diagonal on the king. But at the moment, I don't think there's any threats there. And also I can... do I want to try to connect this pawn with f4? I'm not sure. I could support it with f4 maybe if I move the bishop, but then at that point, if I'm playing a lot of these pawn moves in front of my king, that will be really weakening. So maybe I could also just support it with the rook. That might be a safer way to go about it. And yeah, so once the knight moves, I'll probably just take the pawn with check. He goes over, we escape back. If we didn't escape, he could push this pawn. Okay, so he does go there. If I go check over back, then he takes the bishop, so I need to drop the bishop back first. Do I want to go all the way back? Yeah, I need to go all the way back, unless I go here. I could go here with tempo on the queen, actually. Which I kind of like, because then it doesn't give any opportunity for him to push this and jump the knight back in. So if I go there with tempo on the queen, he could block it. Then he is threatening to take with check. And we'd be able to win this pawn, I think. If he blocks it, I think I'll just take, he takes. Then I play this. And, oh wait, no, because the bishop is what's preventing the knight from actually getting to f4 and escaping. So I think if I trade the bishop off, the plan doesn't work. So I think I need to just drop it back instead of going with tempo because of this. And I would be forced to take, and then the knight would be able to escape. So as long as he doesn't realize that he has to do that, then we might be able to trap the knight anyway. And I'll still be threatening to take there. Let's do that. But yeah, if he doesn't make an escape score for the knight, I think if he plays g6, that both protects this threat and it prevents the knight from getting trapped because he has an escape score. So I feel like that should really be the move that he plays. Unless there's another threat of some sort that he can create. Okay, he does play that. So now, do I want to play this and send the knight back? I don't think I do, because then I'm really weakening my own king and he just gets to put his knight back on a safe square that kind of protects his king. So I don't see a reason to do that now. I think I should just try to activate my rooks. Is there anywhere my knight should go? I go knight here and then here. I can just, I mean, he definitely has like some weakness over here. So if I can get my pieces over there, if I can get a queen over here, bishop's looking there, but could be potential for an attack. Let's just do rook over for now. Well, actually, if he goes here, this pawn's pinned, but I can take with the bishop. I still need to just be aware of this pin. I don't really like that. Alright, let's just do rook over though. Protect this pawn. I mean, it is already protected by the bishop, but... Alright, now he's double attacking here. Probably just go rook up. Or I go, no, knight doesn't work. Yeah, I think rook up. Maybe we'll double the rooks here. This pawn will be hanging, but if he attacks it, then I can probably just push the pawn. Yeah, let's go rook up. Two defenders. A lot of my pieces are really tightly packed into this little space. The knight definitely could be on a better square. What square does the knight want to be on? The knight definitely should be here. So I think I like this. If I can get the knight... Wait, no, that doesn't get to that square. Here, here. How do I get to that square? Here, here. No, I think I have to go back. Here. I don't know if I can get to it right now. Back. Here. Here, here. Okay, so 4 moves I can get to it. But 4 moves is a lot. I don't really want to trade this because I don't want to open up his rook and put pressure on this pawn. Then I can't really move my rook over. Well, I guess I could still just move the pawn, but... And if he takes, I take, then the queen takes this pawn. So let's maybe go here. His bishop will have to move. Could also go here. And this pins the bishop to the queen. And it's double attacked. And then if I play this, then he's in trouble. But if he just moves the queen... No, if he moves the queen, I can just... He could go here, and then I can't take. I gotta not use too much of my time up here. But yeah, these middle game calculations tend to be where I slow down quite a bit and take a while. So I think here or here, either of those could be good. Okay, sorry, I had to do something for a second. Okay, so I'm deciding between queen b3 or pushing the pawn. I think I like... Well, if I go here, it does pin it, but the bishop is hanging. Okay, let's just go here. We just gotta play something. Can't take too long. I'm trying to work on being quicker with the time. Alright, so we get the trade. Now I could take his bishop here, and if he takes, then I take. But otherwise take. He moves. I think I prefer to just keep it simple and take back here. Okay. Now let's try to work on maneuvering our knight better. And maybe get this rook set up for here. Can push this pawn. Here, here. But this pawn will hang. So let's go... Go here first. Just support this pawn. Maybe slide the rook over, prepare to open the file up here, and try to claim it. Pressuring our pawn, but we have 2 defenders here, and we should be able to push this next. His knight is still restricted. Okay, he's attacking my knight, which is pinned to my rook. Go here, take. Yeah, no, that doesn't work for anything. Let's probably just move our rook. I mean, I don't really have to respond to this, but I don't really like the position of his bishop there, so I should try to respond to it at some point. My bishop is a little stuck in the corner. I can go knight here, but then the rook hangs, so yeah, I kind of want to push this first. And then maybe take back with the rook if he takes. Actually, should I have just gone here? No, because he can... I only have one defender of it, so he could just take it. Okay, takes the knight. If I take with the queen, then he has two attackers, so let's take with this rook. And we maintain our two defenders here. And if this is opened up, we're threatening to maybe infiltrate a little bit. Okay. It is opened up. Have to be careful. Okay, this pawn's good. I don't want to leave any hanging pawns. This pawn is not under threat. So I'm going to go ahead and take back with the rook. There's nothing here. His knight is restricted. Okay, so we're just trading everything, it looks like. Are there any other moves? No, I don't have any checks or anything. I mean, if I can get my queen over here, though, or a knight there, anything on this square, it could be really nice. If I can trade queens, I was just going to say, if I could trade queens, I would probably play this, and then maybe force his knight back to a more passive square. I mean, it is pretty passive on the side anyway. But yeah, I think a queen trade, and he's going to split his pawns up. I think that should be fine with me. Let's go ahead and do it. I go here, he goes here. It's on a light square, I can't really get this involved. The knight is preventing my bishop from coming out, so yeah, I think I will push this. Queens are off the board, checks are not as big of a concern, it's just rooks and knights. Or rooks and knight versus my bishop. So yeah, I really need to attack these pawns. He can protect this. I think I need to get my king activated pretty quickly, so yeah, let's play this. Send his knight back, and then use this path to activate my king. As well as my bishop. We've been getting a lot of in-games lately, which is cool. Because for a while I just didn't get very much in-game practice, so I like really practicing them some more. In-games are pretty interesting, like it's a whole new kind of type of play that I don't have as much experience in. But I have watched like a couple videos on different in-game tips and stuff. So I just gotta figure out how to implement it all. Okay, if I go here and go here, the knight's pinned to the rook. The rook will probably just move. That's probably not a worry for him. So I think just activating the king right away. Maybe pushing a pawn right away. I have control of the file, which is really nice. So either bishop here, here. I like this actually. Then we cut off this pawn. And the bishop is looking into here. That is 3 moves. What will he play in the meantime? Knight's restricted. Knight would have to go back to there, so his knight is quite restricted. Okay, yeah, let's do bishop first. Let's get our bishop more active, and then we go king after. I go here, that could actually be good too because it prevents... Okay, I was going to say it prevents these pawns from being pushed. I could take here and that opens his position up for his rook. So I don't want to do that. I think now that he just weakened this pawn, I can immediately fork these. And if he takes here, I just take back. This pawn's protected. Maybe he can come in and infiltrate here, threaten both these pawns. But if I get the chance to play queen g2, I'll be okay. Maybe queen g2 first. If take, he can't infiltrate right away. And then I can on his pawns. I think I like that. But maybe it was just as good or better to play this first. But I think I want to play it safe and cover this square, because this is the one square that he could fork multiple pawns. Okay, just gonna take here. The knight is still pretty restricted. We're preventing this pawn from pushing. This pawn, if it pushes, we just take. Okay, if he takes here, we just take back. And I don't see a big issue with that. We still will restrict the knight. If I take, then I'm no longer covering these squares for the knight. So I think I'm not going to take that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go here. Or is there anything else? I mean, I could take the knight. He takes. But no, I don't think I want to. My bishop feels better. Let's go here. And then I think it's going to be really just a matter of getting these pawns across the board, if I can clear these ones out. Okay, he's protecting that one. We're going to take this one. If he pushes, we can just trade that probably and then take here while protecting this. Oh wait, never mind. This one's protected by the knight. So I can take the knight first and then take. Yeah, let's do that. I almost missed that, but yeah, I miss where knights are looking a little bit too frequently. Okay, take back here. And now we're up a pawn. If I take this, he's going to take. This pawn's safe. These pawns can't be forked. And I can take after this. So this should be an interesting in-game. This. Yeah, no, I don't want to let him push that. Then it instantly becomes a protected pass pawn. I have this check. But I don't think it does anything for me. Let's just take. Alright, now we're up 2 pawns. He's threatening this one, but I think I'll just bring the king up probably. And then we just got to push this one. So I just need to get my rook probably behind this pawn if I can. I can go here instead of the king. But I think I'd rather bring my king into the game first. And then I'll be threatening to just jump straight to f4 if I want to. I don't know if that really does much. Okay, he has this check. But if that check, then I will just play this. And let's go ahead and try to get to a good square to get behind my pawn, I think. Or I could just start pushing it first and then get behind it. I just don't want to risk losing protection of it. Alright. Yeah. Let's go here. Gotta be really Careful. So I can convert this 2-pawn advantage into a win. Oh no, actually no, that was a mistake because, oh no, yeah. I messed up on that, because if he checks me, then he will be able to win my main pass pawn. So yeah, that was kind of a blunder, actually. Then I'll only have a 1-pawn advantage, and it will be a lot harder. Yeah, that was a big mistake. I think that was my biggest mistake of the game. But I really wanted to get behind the pawn, but I should have pushed it first. Because once I do get behind it, if I can get like here and here and push it along, then he's going to have to block it with his rook, and then his rook is totally out of the game, basically. And then I can focus on walking my king up and support these pawns too. But I think I got tunnel vision on that idea, and then I forgot that he can just check and snag this pawn. So I'm sure that's what he'll play. I don't think he'll miss that. He's taking quite a while on this move, though. Maybe he thinks it's a trap or something, but I mean, it's not a trap. It's just a check, so I have to block. I can't block with my rook, and I can't check him. Once he does it, but yeah, this pass pawn was my biggest advantage. It'll be a little harder to get past this pawn and the king all lined up, but it might still be doable. When he does check, do I want to push this or do I want to just go king up? King up, take. Maybe king up is good because I can... It says he disconnected. And we'll auto-resign in a minute 30. I had this the other day, someone disconnected and I got a free win on it. I kind of want to play this out and see what happens, get more in-game practice, so hopefully he reconnects here. He has a minute and a half. If he doesn't reconnect, I'll probably cut this part out and just skip to when he disconnects. Alright, he's down to 5 seconds, 3 seconds. I think he's going to disconnect. Yeah, I mean, that's a little unfortunate because I did want to play that in-game, but I think I had a good chance of still winning even after he won the pawn back, but I don't know. I think if he played it right, it could have been a draw. But if he made any mistake, I probably could have won it. Let's look at the game review. I think I played pretty well except for that pawn blunder at the very end. Yeah, 85.6% accuracy. It was kind of a slow game. He was playing pretty passive for the most part. He had 84% accuracy, and yeah, I have one blunder, which that was at the end. And just looking at the graph, I can see I had a plus 3.5 advantage, and it goes back almost to a draw. So yeah, that was actually a pretty terrible blunder. But let's go through the moves from the start here. Alright, everything's normal. I thought we were going to get it earlier, queen b6, but we didn't. Knight d2 is best. It's weird how this said it's best, but it's not a book move. But then 2 moves later, it still shows a book move. That's all a book move. By the time he played queen b6 here, it's only good. It's not even one of the best moves. It did prefer I push the pawn at this point. A lot of times this is pretty weakening, but I think at this point of the game it's less so weakening because everything is developed. There's not as many weaknesses, and it's pretty easy to defend the pawns, I think. And we're already castled over here. So yeah, I did consider that, but I wasn't totally sure if it would be a weakness or not. Alright, so this was best, and that was inaccurate of him. He played all this correctly. It actually did want him to go here instead of here because of the fact that he was able to play g6 after and make that escape score for his knight. But if not for that, if he didn't play that move, he would have been trapped, I think. Oh, it wanted me to do this first before pulling the bishop back, but I didn't do that because I thought that after take over and then I go back, that he could just take the bishop for free. And if I don't go back, then he can cut off the support of the bishop and then take it on the next move. That's what I was thinking. Maybe that's not true. Oh, wait, you know what? Is there a way? I think there's a way to actually fork the knight in that case. Maybe. Let's see. So here, over. Then the bishop goes back. Yeah, so I was worried about this. Let's say it wanted me to go back to here, but that's a mistake, actually. Oh, it's because I go back with tempo on the queen. I see. Never mind. I was focused on going back this way. So if I did go back this way, then it does trap a piece and I lose it, which is what I was concerned about. But if I go back with tempo on the queen, then we're good. So I should have seen that. It would have been nice to be able to see that, but I did miss it. And then, yeah, queen moves, and then we have one extra move to be able to drop back. It wants the knight here first, but I wouldn't have played that. I would have been just focused on getting my bishop back to safety. Oh, but then we do hang the pawn. Oh, I see. The knight here. But if knight here, and then he traps it. Okay, this is what I was thinking, that there was a fork or something on the knight. But actually, it's not a fork because there's no check. But if I go here, 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 the knight can escape, but then his king is just completely exposed. So that's what it comes down to. And then we can double attack the knight. Okay. Alright, let's go back to what we actually played here. We went back. Oh no, we didn't. Never mind. That was the wrong line. Okay, yeah, we went back first and we never took this pawn. And then he did play g6 protecting it and the knight. It preferred the knight here. Why did it want knight here after this? Because... Oh, never mind. Yeah, I didn't realize moving the knight adds a defender here because the queen is opened up to it. Yeah, that makes sense then. Missed that. Instead, I went rook up, which it didn't feel like a great move, but it still did the job. That was inaccurate. Which move did it want? It still wants the knight over. It really wants the knight coming to here. The knight was very inactive for a long time. But the position is equal. Oh, and then it really wanted this for a long time too. I wasn't too worried about it because the knight was pretty restricted. But it wanted it. I didn't end up playing that until much later in the game. Here, I think he was hoping I would just take with the queen, and then he would be able to win the pawn. But I saw that, so I took with the rook. And then taking that was a mistake. And trying to trade the queens was definitely not a good idea. At this point, after he tries to trade the queens, I have a really nice advantage. Then that was best to play g4, kick the knight back. Bishop out was best. Was inaccurate of him to push the pawn, and it wanted me to just take it. And it was inaccurate to play king g2. I thought that was a good move, because I was protecting any chance of infiltration from the rook. But it doesn't like it so much. And then... Okay, it really wanted him to play over here, but because he didn't, now I have almost a 4-point advantage on the eval bar. So yeah, I was totally winning. Dang, a lot of random inaccuracies though. Taking the knight was inaccurate. It wanted me to play here first. I'm not sure why. You permitted the opponent to activate the king by getting it off the back rank. Oh, it just wants me to keep the king as inactive as possible. That was not a big concern of mine because I thought I would be able to probably cut the king off anyway with the rook somewhere. Okay, and now we're up 2 pawns and we have a really nice advantage. This was inaccurate move, which, yeah, I didn't think there was much to that because it's just a one move threat and I can defend it in multiple ways, which we did with the king. It wanted the king over here for some reason. I don't know why. And then, and then, yeah, that was a blunder, which I realized right after, and it brought it back to just about a draw. I still have a slight advantage, but I went from almost a 4 point advantage to drawing because this pawn was all the whole 4 point advantage was from this pawn. But then he disconnected here, so I was really interested to see if we could still squeeze out a win after that. I think I was definitely gonna, I wasn't gonna lose. I was gonna either draw or win after he took this pawn. But no, we didn't get to see it. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it there. We got free Elo points, I guess, up to 1176. So we're really only like a few games away from 1200 if we keep up our win streak right now. And yeah, this has been day 45. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on day 46.